Hey, Sam.
Hey, how are you? Good, you?
Good to see you.
Lovely.
You've lived the Montreal rebuild already, and you've seen, from out of playoffs what it can be built into under Wilfried Nancy, and now the process is happening again. From your view, where does it stand, and sort of what are the keys to making next year build on last year where you finished really strong?
Yeah, it's a good question. After a good time in 2022, and then you have 2023 that doesn't really go your way. It's tough because you had a really big high and then you hit a low, which is not good. But I thought last year was positive in terms of laying the foundation for the new, not the new philosophy, the new style of play, because this is how we wanted to play. This is how we play as well with Wilfried as well. Not so much with Lasada, but we kind of got this back last year, and we saw towards the end of the year that it was definitely a lot better. I think we got some key players as well. Obviously talking about Caden Clark, Jaquil, Tom Pierce, guys like this that really, changed the energy of the locker room, but on the pitch as well, obviously. And these guys are back. A lot of guys that maybe weren't too involved on the team are now gone, and we're getting, I think, new players that are really interesting. I think these guys, they want to be in Montreal. They fit our style. They fit our locker room as well, which I think it's massive. I thought we did really well on the ball, playing style, defensively not so much, and this is definitely a part of our game that we need to improve. But and just the fact that we don't restart again from ground zero, and like I said, we have a certain foundation is positive for us. Of course.
We'll take a question from Zoom. You alluded to this a little bit. What excites you the most about the addition of Jalen Neal? You talked about new players, and how do you think he will complement your team?
I think it's a great acquisition. First of all, he's a young player that I think he's really hungry to do well. Obviously, and him winning the MLS Cup this year, he wants to have success again right away next year. With us, so I think that's positive. His style of play as well, a ball playing center back fits perfectly our style. So I think that fits perfectly how we want to play as well. And also heard, I don't know him personally, but heard from many people that he's a great guy. Very enthusiastic to be in Montreal and to perform and to keep his career, in the right way. So it's just a great addition to the locker room. I really believe if you have a really good locker room and everybody's pushing in the same direction, you can do great things, which is what we did at the end of the year last year. If we had players that want to be in Montreal, I think this can only be positive.
Take another question from Zoom. As you enter your 9th year with the club, how do you keep it fresh and new each season?
That's a good question. It's tough to do that when you see younger guys coming in the team that are 19, 20, 21. But I still see myself as a veteran, obviously, but with a young soul, I would say. And that's a bit my role and the team, to make sure everybody is getting along together, whether it's the younger guys with the older guys from different places around the world, to keep this locker room together. But I personally think I had a good season last year, but for me it's not enough, and I want to do more. I want to keep improving myself. I know I'm not done. I just turned 30 years old, and I want to play as long as I can. Obviously, one of my model was Patrice Bernier, who played until I think 38. Don't know if I'll get there, but that's my goal. Just focusing on the little details that you did well last year, the previous years, keep that, and obviously work on your weaknesses individually, but especially collectively. I think my game with time will change, and my role as well might change in terms of what I need to bring to the team on the pitch. But it's just push yourself every day and keep making sure I'm staying fit, healthy, and relevant to the team, and help in any way I can.
We're going to go back to the room. David again.
2 questions. First one, Montreal based. You talked about the highs of 2022.
Yep.
A lot of that was built on Ismael Kone, a local player. The story came out that Moise Bombito used to work at Stade Saputo and didn't even play in the academy, and now he's playing in Ligue 1 and Anthony Vilson, and you have Saliba. You've seen this league, you've seen the region, Toronto and Vancouver. How do players from Montreal compare? What is Montreal like as a soccer city, and what have you seen from the young guys coming in?
It's a soccer city, and I know people tend to not think about that or see Montreal or even Canada as a football or soccer country, soccer place. But yeah, just now in off season, I remember a couple years back, I had no one to train with to stay fit, and now trained yesterday morning where we train with Montreal in the indoor facility, and they have to make 2 groups of 30 players now. Obviously, an elite one, which is from obviously CF Montreal, MLS players, guys that are looking for teams, CPL, and a group who's a bit younger, but we didn't have that before. So the pool of players is getting bigger, the quality is getting better as well. So that's one, but also fan base is getting better, I think, and bigger. People get to know the game better now, in more details, and I think that way they appreciate it more. They appreciate the sport more, and they don't think about why is he offside or why does play stop here and there. People are more conscious about what the game needs and what the game brings to themselves in terms of emotion. But yeah, player pool is there, and you mentioned great names there, and I know there's more people coming up, probably names that or players that I don't even know yet. But yeah, I think we proved in the past that Montreal is a great place to form players and to have a couple of success stories with guys that are coming from this place.
And second one, we had Jesse Marsh in here earlier, and he talked about the national team and where things stand. I'm curious from a player point of view, like whether it's a WhatsApp group or a Snapchat, I don't know where everyone talks. What's the feeling about what he's done so far in the player pool and where the team stands and sort of what the energy is like around the Canadian men's national team?
No, energy is great. Obviously, coming from a great Copa America, having the success that we had, and also in Nations League recently, morale is high for sure. I think the energy and I would say the vision, the confidence as well that Jesse brought has been really positive and a bit of change of mindset. Him being an American, he's got that natural confidence in him, and then bringing this to Canadian players that are maybe more humble and, quiet and stuff like this. I think it was a great match, and I think this is why it's a good match for us, and this is why we have this success. So no, it's been really positive. Once again, I think it's harder and harder to make the team. Player pool is getting better and bigger, quality as well. So I think we stand in a really good place now. We're 18 months away from the World Cup, so it's looking promising. But yeah, there's a lot of work to be done in the next 18 months. But knowing Jesse, I know he's not satisfied with what the program and the team has done yet, and he's going to keep pushing to make sure we're in great shape, in great conditions to perform and do something special at the next World Cup.
Any additional questions in the room? Seeing none in the room or on Zoom, I want to thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much.
And best of luck in 2025.
Thank you. Cheers.